Hey fathers, I want to encourage you today. Today I've been thinking about father's husband. I think I've talked a little bit about father's husband. I've also talked about father as gardener. I want to use some word pictures to continue to reinforce this heart of father. Father as husband is powerful because before he can become a father, I believe ideally he's a husband. And being a husband is that he can see his wife as soil, not to minimize womanhood, but to show the beauty of a man gardening a woman's life, gardening her heart, gardening who she is. And in that gardening process, when he plants seeds emotionally, physically, spiritually, she becomes this luscious garden. And oftentimes women are looking for someone to garden them, someone to love them where they are, take them from place to place, journey to journey, and be there with them and to garden them through the process. And then so as father's husband, but then father's gardener, of course I've kind of painted the picture, not to be too crass or too open with this, but this reality is that we've been given a gardening tool. So many men can garden physically because of the gardening tool and they kind of, sexual stuff, sexual morality, sexual all kinds of stuff, and they can pursue a woman physically, but there's something about the power of putting a fence around his garden, and he's saying, I want to commit to you, I'm marrying you, I'm saying that you are who I commit myself to, I'm going to make a covenant with you. And through that process, then he goes through the gardening process and he plants a seed and he cultivates the ground and he prepares things, and so there's fruit that comes out of it, fruit physically, fruit spiritually, emotionally. So oftentimes a man can sometimes judge to see how his garden is going by what's his wife's emotional response. How is she responding physically, or how is she responding spiritually? Does she seem dry all the time? Does she seem like something's bothering her or hurting her? Is he taking responsibility for his garden? This garden that he's chosen to put a fence around, the garden that he's chosen to tend to and nourish. Can he take time to nourish her and to, regardless of just always wanting to plant a seed, can he cultivate the ground first? And through that process of cultivating the ground, he's preparing the ground, then he plants a seed. So there's something powerful here when thinking about father as husband, father as gardener, and there's power when father really recognizes the power of his gardening. And he also can garden his children. His children are going to be the fruits that come out of it, and his ability to sort of groom his children, to prepare them to go and be seed planters or have seed and reproduce themselves. So what father's decisions, decisions that father makes will determine the nature of the fruit or the DNA. DNA is always in the seed, and the DNA will be passed on to his children, and they will go on to do similar things. Hope all this makes sense. I hope you're well. Take care. Talk to you next time.